New York District is conducting what's called a remedial investigation for Governor's Island, which is a FUDS site, formerly used defense site. The island has a lengthy military history. The Army was here from approximately the Revolutionary War through the 1960s, and then the Coast Guard was here till the 1990s. So what we're doing here is basically surveying the surrounding waters of the island to see if we find what's known as munitions and explosives of concern. And for this particular site, the most common item we would expect to find would be a 15-inch cannonball. So to expand more on the Army's lengthy history on the island, the initial presence was as a defense of the harbor, and that was used during the Revolutionary War, during the War of 1812 and a little bit after that. And that's the reason that Castle Williams and Fort Jay were built on the island, to defend the harbor from this strategic position. Both of those forts were outfitted with various types of cannons, thus why we might expect to find munitions and explosives of concern, particularly cannonballs at various spots on or around the island. The use changed throughout time. It was used, Castle Williams was later converted to a prison, which was used during the Civil War and periods after that. We were also here during World War I and World War II, which it was used as a staging area for distribution of troops to various theaters of war. The FUDS program, or formerly used defense site program, is basically a cleanup action where we investigate various sites that have fallen under that program to determine the nature and extent of munitions and explosives of concern at those particular sites. For this particular site at Governor's Island, we are conducting our remedial investigation around the island. We have teams of divers in the water that are surveying various areas, particularly where there's a pier that had a historical use, or areas where there used to be a pier that had a historical military use.